Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today we're going to be checking out the free-to-play, multiplayer military first-person shooter called Alliance of Valiant Arms, otherwise known as AVA. Now, the main reason I'm doing a video about this game is because Summit1G, who is a very popular Twitch streamer, he went and did a little bit of a live stream of this game on his channel, and it went and jogged my memory about all my experiences that I've had with Alliance of Valiant Arms, because I've played this game many years ago. It was first released on November the 11th, 2009, so this is definitely a very old game. However, it still has an active community, and it's still a really decent game. However, I'm going to say this right now, if you play games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Battlefield, Call of Duty, you play those games quite regularly, and then you go and play this, you will automatically go and see the flaws. But you have to go remember, this game is quite old, it's running on quite an old engine, Unreal Engine 3, and overall, the game is flawed, but it's still a really fun experience if you want to go and try out a decent first-person shooter that doesn't go and cost you anything. Okay, so let's get right into it, talking about the gameplay, and specifically the movement and the gun mechanics, because I think that's what really defines AVA. I like to think of AVA as a hybrid of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, and then you mix a little bit of, let's say, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Counter-Strike Source scenario as well. You mix all of that together, and that's what really AVA is. Now, that's not original by any stretch of the word, but saying that, free-to-play games have never been original. They've always tried to go and copy the paid games and then go and give it in a free format with microtransactions. And I have to say that in that case, Alliance of Valiant Arms goes and succeeds. When you have a look at the gun mechanics of this game, it feels very arcade-like. It feels very reminiscent of Call of Duty. However, the movement speed is a lot slower, a lot slower than Call of Duty, and reminds me quite a lot of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And because of that, when you go and play Demolition or Escape, which is the two objective modes, Escape being that you have to go and escort a hostage to a boat, and Demolition obviously being your type of bomb defusal type mode, and that means you have to think a lot more about your movement in the game. If you want to go and peek around the corner, if you want to go and rush down the center of the map, it's not as easy as just going and ducking and weaving like you might see in a lot of other games like Call of Duty. You have to think a lot more about what you're going to be doing and then really commit to your decision. And that really goes and brings a lot more strategy to the game, which I really enjoy. Now, I also said that there was a little bit of Battlefield in the mix, and the Battlefield element really comes from the class system that AVA has gone and adopted. In AVA, you can play as 3 different classes, the pointman being really up in your face with an SMG or a shotgun, the rifleman hanging a little bit back, has an assault rifle, does really decent damage, but the fire rate, you know, isn't as good. And then you have your sniper, which is very strong in this game. It's quite easy to go and play close quarters with the sniper, go and just pre-scope a corner, wait for somebody to go and peek out, and just go and get that one shot, one kill. The reason why is because hitboxes and models in this game, they are quite large in comparison to, let's say, Combat Arms and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, really any modern first-person shooter. The hitboxes are really large, and it makes it quite easy for you to go and get that one shot, one kill with a sniper, but also it's quite easy to go and get headshots because not only is the head quite big in this game, but the weapons themselves have quite low recoil. The assault rifles, the submachine guns, really easy to go and just get 1, 2, and then just go and decimate an enemy. This means that reaction time and ping are very important. If you have slow reaction times, good luck trying to play this game. People just peek out round a corner with a sniper rifle, one-shot you before you've even blinked. And with that said, also, if you have a very high ping, then good luck trying to go and play this game, because it's very difficult to go and predict when an enemy is going to go and go round a corner, and you have to go and compensate for that, you know, accordingly. Now, the gameplay that you're seeing right now, I am playing on a 238 ping, and for a lot of people, that would be borderline unplayable. The only reason I'm used to this is because my main game, the game I play a lot, is Combat Arms, and with Combat Arms, I have about the same ping, and I've learnt how to go and play with lag. A lot of people couldn't go and play with that ping, so please note, if you're not from North America and Europe, you're going to have quite a hard time trying to go and take out enemies, and it becomes frustrating really quick. Now with that PSA done, let's go and talk about the game modes and the maps. Now, there is currently 10 game modes that you can go and play in AVA, however the majority of them you won't be able to go and play. The reason why is because AVA it isn't the most popular free-to-play first-person shooter. There is enough people online that you'll go and get, quite a few games going in the main, the main server. But you won't be able to go and play some of the more unique game modes simply because game modes are like Annihilation, which is basically team deathmatch, and Demolition, which is basically search and destroy or bomb defusal. Those type of modes really go and get played the most in this game, and that's what you're going to be playing the most in AVA. Now saying that, there is quite a few cool modes. We've got Infection, which is kind of like zombie combat arm style. We've got Escape Boat, where one team has to go and escape to a boat, the other team has to go and stop them. So there is a few unique modes to go and play with, but mainly you're just going to be playing AVA just for the fun of shooting people rather than trying to go and get a unique experience out. But saying that, let's go and talk about the maps. Now, the maps really vary. In the team deathmatch mode, otherwise known as Annihilation, the maps are really simple. It's just basically a corridor shooter. You run around, you just get funneled into these really tight areas. You spray your assault rifle, try to go and get some shots, and overall, it's a pretty frantic, but still a fairly fun time. However, with the objective mode, that being Demolition, there is a lot more complexity to the map, and that is really good. You've got the 2 bomb sites, you've got some vantage points, and overall, we're not going to be seeing FM Pwn type level design that you see from Mirage and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but overall, there is enough that you can go and have a fairly fun time. Now, one thing that I do every time I go and play a new free-to-play first-person shooter, well, not a new free-to-play first-person shooter in this case, but basically any free-to-play game, is I go and gauge how pay-to-win that game is. And AVA, like every free-to-play first-person shooter, well, not every, there is a few exceptions like Ghost in the Shell First Assault, but like a lot of games in the genre, it is pay-to-win to an extent. However, whenever you go and make your first account, you go and log in, you go and get a starter kit, and in that starter kit you get a ton, and I mean a ton, of real life money weapons. You get it for about 3.5, 4 days or something like that. So there is, quite a few weapons that you get to go and play around with when you just start the game, and they give you a really good advantage. Those guns are quite powerful, and it really goes and puts you on a more or less even playing field compared to people that have gone and put hours and hours and hours and hours and hundreds of hours into this game and put hundreds of dollars into this game and have the best type of weapons. It really puts you onto a similar type of playing field, and if the game didn't go and give you these weapons, I think a lot of people would just instantly quit, because this game can get frustrating really fast with the fast time to kills, as I said before. But saying that, once those, real life money weapons go and expire, if you are not so good at first person shooters, this game will get frustrating really fast. You got to go and play, with the training weapons, with the GP weapons, and they are obviously not as good. And this game can really quickly come down to like 5 or 10 HP, the difference between you winning or you losing a gun battle. And if you don't have the real life money weapon on your side, then that can be frustrating. But if you are a good shot, if you can hit upper body with a sniper rifle, if you can hit headshots with assault rifles and submachine guns, then I think you won't have much of a problem. At the moment, AVA is being published by En Masse Entertainment, but previously it has been published by NeoWiz, Area Games, Garena, even EG, I believe. There is a ton of companies that have gone and picked up this game in the past, but it's just been like a little bit of a hockey puck, just going back and forth, left and right. All these different companies going picking up AVA. And it's a bit sad because AVA is a fun game, and of free-play first-person shooters that, if you just want to go and download and have a bit of fun, I think this game, is something that you can go and play for a few days before you uninstall and go and hop on Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But if you are seriously looking for a free-to-play first-person shooter to go and play, AVA shouldn't be that game. AVA simply is just drowning in pay-to-win. The maps are not inspiring. The modes, even the interesting ones, are not played. And overall, it's a game that can be a bit fun from time to time, but isn't a game that I would go and sink a ton of hours into. In its place, I'm going to be recommending another free-to-play first-person shooter, and this game is called Warface. Now, Warface is produced by Crytek, and I believe is going to be published now by My.com, which is the same company that goes and publishes Armored Warfare. With that said, Warface is truly the free-to-play battlefield that AVA kind of wanted to be, but in the end just didn't get anywhere close. Warface has the class system that Battlefield does, the rifler, the engineer, the medic, and the sniper rifle. Each has a special ability like dropping ammo or dropping medkits and whatnot, and that really goes and means, okay, you're playing a class not just for the certain weapon, because weapons are locked to certain classes in that game, but also you're playing it for the role that you can try to go and help your team. The movement in this game is fun and fresh. You can go and slide around a little bit, you can go and sprint. The slide is a little bit overpowered at times, but it's pretty easy to counter once you go and get used to it. The weapons, they feel perfect. You can go and spray down people, you can go and take measured shots, and overall, there really isn't an overpowered class or an overpowered weapon, and the pay to win element really isn't there. There is, of course, you know, real life money weapons, but it really isn't as obvious as AVA has. The one problem that a lot of people talk about with Warface is the hackers. Now, I haven't played the game for quite a long time, mainly because if I try to go and play the game with my ping, which is around 200 because I'm an Australian player, the server automatically boots me for abnormally high ping, basically cutting off the Australian player base. But the hackers, I don't know if there is any more. You can go and try it out. Last time I played about a year ago, there wasn't any, so I was fairly happy with that. But that's one common complaint that you'll see in the review section on the Steam store. But with that said, links to everything will be in the description below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go and give it a like rating. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from down under. Out.